I'm not entirely sure how this happened, but I lost my left contact lens, and today I had to wear glasses out in public for the first time in like 5 years. I never wear glasses outside of the house, and I just honestly never wear them, period. They're just very uncomfortable to me. I don't even like these. I really don't like these frames, but I'm not even gonna wear them the rest of the video. But yeah, it just instantly gave me a headache the second I put them on. Like within the first 5 minutes of me putting them on, and I assume it's something you adjust to when you wear them every single day. But I don't know how some of y'all wear glasses every single day. It just feels like whatever. That will be the extent. It's like what? Now I need to cheat. I don't even know what time it is. Jeez, what is? It's like it's 11. It's midnight. So long couple days. Anyways, as we talked about yesterday, today was expected to be the Major League debut of Carson Whisenhunt, and of course Carson Whisenhunt did in fact make his Major League debut tonight as the Giants lose 6-5 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have now lost 10 of their last 12 games. They've lost, I can't remember what it was since the second half began, but I think they've only had 2 wins since the second half began. The Padres won today, so they're now 4 games back of the final NL wild card spot. And again, this is all in the context of the looming trade deadline on Thursday, and all signs point to the Giants continuing to be buyers. And I really doubt anything. I really doubt there are a lot of scenarios over the course of these next 3 days, even if they get swept, that would dissuade them from being buyers at the trade deadline. As far as the game today, Whisenhunt goes 5 innings, 4 runs. I think it's 3 walks to 3 strikeouts. But you can kind of divide this outing in half. The first 2 innings were definitely a welcome to the big leagues moment where he allows 4 runs. First run in the first inning, Nick Gonzalez hits a solo homer into the left field bleachers. In the second inning, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa hits a 2-run double. Tommy Pham follows up with a single. All of those hits were against Whisenhunt's changeup, which, as we mentioned yesterday, is his signature pitch. I know Fangraphs has that as an 80-grade pitch on the 2080 scale. I believe MLB Pipeline has it as a 70. And following the second inning, there was a significant adjustment as far as his overall usage. In those first 2 innings, it was 20 changeups to 21 sinkers, whereas in innings 3 through 5, I think it was just the 10 changeups to, I think, 30 or 20-something sinkers. It was significantly more sinkers than changeups in those final few innings. And Whisenhunt shared with us that he talked with pitching coach J.P. Martinez in between innings. They said that it seemed like the Pirates were really leaning in or really zeroing in on that changeup, so they make the adjustment, go more sinker heavy. And he ends up pitching 3 solid innings after, again, those first 2 rough innings. And for Whisenhunt, this is going to be an opportunity, at least for right now, but an opportunity for him to potentially earn some staying power at the Major League level, given the larger context of this Giants rotation. Hayden Birdsong is obviously with Triple-A Sacramento right now. It's very unclear as to when he's going to be back with the Major League club. I do have a feeling that it's going to be quite a while, maybe not an extended while. It wouldn't be shocking if he's back with a Major League club this year, but it is going to be quite a few weeks for him at the minimum as he works things out with Triple-A Sacramento, as he tries to get some of those command issues that reared their ugly head in recent weeks under control. And Landon Roop is also on the injured list with the right elbow inflammation. The Giants are saying that they do consider it to be on the minor side. That maybe amounts to him missing 2 or potentially 3 starts. And if you kind of try to project this forward, there's a lot of ifs when you're trying to project this. But if Roop does in fact miss the minimum and the Giants do go out and acquire a starter, again, there's 2 rotation vacancies. Well, technically 1 now that Whisenhunt is in the mix. But if you just kind of look at those 2, it might end up that Whisenhunt, again, depending on the moves that the Giants make ahead of the trade deadline and when exactly Roop gets back, it might just amount to 1 or 2 more starts that he makes at the Major League level. Again, this is very contingent on Roop coming back and whether or not they acquire 1 starter, 2 starters. whatever the case may be. But at least for the time being, assuming all things stay the same, Whisenhunt is going to have an opportunity to potentially earn some staying power at the major league level. I don't think 4 runs over 5 innings consistently doing that would be enough to potentially sway the Giants, because I don't know what that equates to ERA-wise, but there are definitely better results to be had. But he did flash some of what made him the Giants' top pitching prospect in the organization. And Whisenhunt also shared with us kind of behind the curtain as to what these last couple of days have been like. He said that when he was scratched from his start on Saturday, he did think of the possibility that a trade was potentially brewing, and he was very cognizant of the fact that this is deadline season. This is the time of year when deals are being made. But as we mentioned, he ends up being on the taxi squad on Sunday, and then he ends up getting told on Sunday that he's going to be making the start on Monday. And he was able to get about 8 to 10 family members here in attendance for that first start. And it was a little easier for some members, friends and family, to get here than others. His dad, Dennis, was actually in the Philippines when he learned of the news, and crazy enough, I think, I'm trying to remember the details of what Carson told us, but I think he lost his wallet on the plane ride to the Philippines, so all Carson's dad had on him was his wallet and his passport. And I think the first couple times they tried calling him, they weren't able to get in contact with him. It took them a while for them to actually get in contact with him. And Whisenhunt said he was unsure if his dad was even going to be able to make it, but his dad ended up making the trip, 13-hour flight from the Philippines, and was able to witness his son's first start at the major league level. And the Giants did have a better showing tonight with runners in scoring position compared to this past weekend against the New York Mets when they went 0 for 23 with runners in scoring position. They ended up going 4 for 13. But the Giants definitely did leave a lot on the table as far as runs, especially considering that Pirates starter Mitch Keller was done after just 2 innings. They made him throw 73 pitches through those first 2 innings. I believe in the second inning in particular, he threw 39, and Keller's someone that consistently goes 5, 6, 7 innings. And so they were able to push the Pirates into a quasi-bullpen game. But after Keller allowed those 3 runs over the first 2 innings, the Giants only scored 2 runs the rest of the way, again, during what amounted to a quasi-bullpen game. And during the bottom of the ninth, it looked like the Giants were going to potentially mount a comeback against closer David Bednar. Prior to tonight, Bednar hadn't allowed an earned run since May. He had been really rock solid and potentially might be someone that's on the trading block, speaking of the trade deadline. But the Giants were able to get some momentum. They were able to build something against Bednar. Willy Adames begins the bottom of the ninth by flipping an opposite field single that just stays inside the right field foul line. Sets the table with a double. Jung Hoo Lee flips a 1-out single to left field, drives in Adames, cuts the deficit to 6-5. Flores follows up Lee with a single that puts Lee on second, gives the Giants runners on first and second with 1 out. And they kind of have Bednar on the ropes. They're making him throw a lot of pitches. They're getting some solid contact off him, but that would be the extent of the Giants' rally. Mike Yastrzemski pops out. Patrick Bailey, who actually hit a walk-off homer against David Bednar last year, he grounds out, and the game's over. And again, the Giants have lost 10 of their last 12. They're now 54 and 53 on the season. They're now 4 games back of the final NL wildcard spot, with the San Diego Padres beating the New York Mets tonight. But Justin Verlander will take the mound fresh off getting his first win of the season against Atlanta in his next start. And then 2-time All-Star Logan Webb, who, as we mentioned previously, is in the midst of one of the worst stretches of his career. He will take the mound on Wednesday for the Giants' final game ahead of the July 31st trade deadline.